In this video, we're going to show you how to create a portfolio site in WordPress. A portfolio site is very important to showcase your work and achievements. To build a portfolio website, you need a domain name and a hosting package. Then, you need to launch a fresh WordPress site using that domain and hosting plan. You can do all of these using Hostinger, as they offer both hosting and domain name services. We'll give Hostinger's link in the video description. They offer some great deals from time to time. So you can visit Hostinger and get a suitable hosting package along with the domain name. Hostinger's support team can assist you along the way. Once your fresh new WordPress site is up and running, log into your WordPress dashboard. Then follow our tutorial to build the actual site. With that being said, now we're logging into our WordPress dashboard. Okay, so we have logged into our WordPress dashboard, and this is the site that we created for this tutorial. So to create our portfolio site, we will be using the Blocksy theme. So before installing the theme, let's take a look at how our site looks. So we're going to click on Visit Site over here. And you can see that we are using the 2024 theme. All right. Okay, so let's head back to our dashboard. And now let's click on Appearance. And from here, you can see that our 2024 theme is activated. We're simply going to click on Add New Theme button over here. And here are all the themes that we can use for our website. So we will be using Blocksy. Blocksy is a popular theme. You can find it on the front page. So if we scroll down, here it is. Blocksy is over here. So if you're having difficulty finding Blocksy, you can simply search for it over here. Okay. So since we found it, we are going to click on Install, or you can click on the details and preview to view the details about Blocksy. So once you're ready, you can simply click on the Install button and wait for the theme to be installed. Right, as you can see, the theme has been installed. Now simply we're going to click on this Activate button to activate our theme. Okay, so our theme has been activated, and we can go to the front end to see how it looks right now. Here is our theme. You can see this is one default post we have, Hello World, and we have a sample page and the search button over here. Okay, so let's head back to our dashboard. And after you install Blocksy, you're going to see this message that thanks for installing Blocksy, you rock. We strongly recommend you to activate the Blocksy Companion plugin. So the Blocksy Companion plugin lets you access custom extensions, demo templates, and many other awesome features. It also lets you access the starter sites. As you can see, they've mentioned the demo templates. So we are going to install the Blocksy Companion plugin just by clicking over here. Alright, so the companion plugin has been installed, and now here you can see there are customizer shortcuts such as the color options, typography, header option, footer option, and much more. Okay, so there are also helpful Facebook community, video tutorials, knowledge base, and support over here. So you can access all these from the option that has been added over here. Okay, so from here you can see the starter sites. So these are all the starter sites. Now in the extensions, here are some extensions that you can use for your website, such as the cookie consent, newsletter subscribe, product reviews, trending posts, and the Pro extensions. So if you purchase Blocksy Pro, you are also going to get all these Pro extensions. And in the useful plugins tab, you can see there are a ton of useful plugins, such as the stackable Gutenberg blocks, which we will be using, Jet Engine, Green Shift, Modula, Translate Press, Breezy Page Builder, Elementor, HubSpot, and WP Forms. Okay, so let's click on the starter sites, and here you can see there are a lot of sites over here. For businesses, for restaurant, for food business, portfolio, there are a lot of themes. For example, you can see this persona. If we click on the preview button, it's going to take us to this site, and you can see this is a beautifully designed portfolio site that you can actually import and replace the images and texts with your own image and your own custom texts. Okay, so that's a quick way to build your portfolio website or any kind of website you want. We won't be actually importing any of these, but here is another theme called the Photo Studio. Okay, so if we click on preview, we can see this is a good template for photographers. So you can place in your image or hero image over here, some texts followed with some buttons. This is a really great website. You can see you can place in your image gallery over here, and then some popular works you can put in your photos. So if we click on a photo over here, you can see people can look at the photo, and we can browse to next photo, such as this, and then we can close it up. And this is another section of the site, and in this section you can put in your name, you can put in some text over here, you can list some of your achievements, your courses, nominations, or awards if you had some. So you can place all of these information over here, right? So if we click on the gallery over here, you can see that this is another page with the gallery of all your photos. If you click on about, this is meet our outstanding team. So if you have a team, you can write about your team, or you can simply write about yourself. In the news section, you can add in some blogs if you have. And the contact list, you can put in your form, location, phone number, email address, etc. Okay, so let's get back to the home page, and we will be building this site from scratch. Okay, so let's get back to our dashboard. Okay, so if we click on the import button over here, you can see it is recommending us to install the child theme. So if you click over here and click on next, there are two options. You can either build this site with Gutenberg or Elementor. If you click on next, so these are the three plugins that we will be needing: the stackable Gutenberg blocks, WP forms, and Modula. So the stackable is a Gutenberg blocks plugin. It's going to add several blocks to your Gutenberg blocks, and it's going to help you build your site. The WP forms is for creating contact forms, and the Modula plugin is going to help you create your image gallery. Okay, so if you click on next, it's going to also ask us to install the options, widgets, and contents. So as I said that I won't be importing these, I will show you how to build this from scratch, so you can easily customize and build your site the way you want. Okay, so I'm going to click on this close button. And from here, we're going to go to the useful plugins. And from here, we can install the Gutenberg blocks. Okay, so if we click on install, so it's already installed. Now we can click on activate. All right, so it's activated. Then the Modula is over here. We can install it from here. And we're going to click on activate. And we're going to install WP forms also, but not from here. I want to actually show you how you can install other plugins as well. You can install these plugins also from the plugins option over here. So let's see how that can be done. So we're going to install this plugin. You can install it from here. There's no problem with it. But I just want to show you the other method through which plugins are installed in WordPress. So we're going to click over plugins. And here you can already see that the Blocksy companion plugin has been installed, the Modula plugin has been installed and activated, and the stackable Gutenberg blocks plugin has been installed and activated. So we're going to click on the add new plugin over here. You can also click on add new plugin from here. And from here, we're going to search for the contact form plugin, so which is WP forms. All right, so this is the plugin that we want. We are simply going to click on install now. All right, it's installed. Now let's click on activate. All right, it's activated. So if we go to Blocksy again and go to useful plugins, you can see that it detected we have installed the plugin, and it says deactivate here right now. Okay, so we have installed all the necessary plugins that we will be needing for this website. So with that being said, let's actually start building our portfolio site using Blocksy. So first we are going to go to the pages section. And from here we are going to create a new page by clicking on this add new page button. Okay, so this is the welcome to the block editor. So this is going to introduce you to the editor over here. You can click on the next to go through all the introduction, but we are not going to go through it. We're simply going to close it. So this is the block editor where you can build your WordPress website page. So for now, what we are going to do, we are simply going to add a title to this page. So we're going to call it home. All right. And then we are simply going to click on publish. And after your page is published, you can see that home is now live. And this is the URL. You can view your page or you can add a new page. So we're not going to view the page because it's empty right now. We have done nothing. So using this similar process, we're going to create the other pages, which is the gallery, about, news, and contact. Okay. So we're going to click on add new page from here. And we're going to give a title to that page. Gallery, and let's click publish. And we're going to add a new page called about. And we're going to publish it. And another one. And let's publish this. And finally, the contact page. Okay, now we're going to publish it. Okay, so we have published all 5 pages. Now let's click over here to go to our WordPress dashboard. You can see we have all the pages. So after that, we are going to go to settings and go to reading because we want to set this page as our home page. So let's go to reading. And from here, your homepage displays your latest posts. So we don't want that. We are going to use a static page. So we're going to select this. And from this drop down, we are going to select home. And posts page, you can leave it empty, but we're going to select the news page as the posts page. Okay. After that, just simply click on Save Changes button. And then we can hover our mouse over the site title and click on Visit Site. So this is how our site looks currently. Okay, so we will start building our site just like the photo studio. So I have opened a tab over here. Here you can see how the site looks. So we have a decent amount of work ahead of us if we want to create a site like this. Of course, you can import this site and replace all the blocks with your own images and texts. That is a fast way to start your site. But I'm showing you how this entire site was built using the blocks so that you can get an understanding how WordPress works and how you can build websites with blocks. Okay, so let's get back to our site. And from here, we are going to click on Customize. If you don't want to access the Customize menu from here, you can also access it from the dashboard. If you hover your mouse over Appearance and click on Customize, it's going to take you to the same place. So when we come here, this is the screen that you're going to see. So here you can see there are a few options, the general options, post types, pages, core. So for core, there is the site identity. We can start from core, or we can just directly go into the global options from colors and typography. So first, I would like to go to the core and figure out our site settings. So here our site is called Photo Studio. You can enter a tagline if you wish. Then you can also insert a site icon. Okay. So if you want, you can insert a site icon. So if we click over here, it's going to bring up the media library. So you can select any image from your media library if you have any images, or you can also upload it by selecting the file from your computer. Okay. But remember, the suggested size is 512 by 512 pixels. Okay, so site icons or fav icons are basically the icon that appears on top of your tab. If we exit the full screen, here you can see that currently we can see that our site icon is this WordPress logo. In case if we want to change this, what we can do is select the site icon over here and let's upload a file. And this is just for demonstration, okay? Okay, so we have selected our site icon and let's select it. And you have the chance to crop your image, and it's also going to preview how the site icon looks like. So if we click on crop image, all right, so now you can see that your site icon has changed. So basically that is how you can set your site icon. Okay, now let's get back to our site, and here you can see menus, widgets, homepage settings, which we already took care of. Then there's the additional CSS. If you guys know CSS, you can put in your own CSS code over here. So that does it with the core settings. Now let's scroll up and let's go ahead with some global settings. So let's go to colors first. And from here you can see you can control your website's entire color palette. There is the global colors, for example, base texts, links, text selection, borders, heading text colors, and site background. So you have the option to customize all the colors just from this one section. So we're going to change the global color palette first, okay? So from here, we're going to click on advanced, and here if we click on color palettes, we can see all the color palettes that are already available. So selecting colors is actually a very time-taking process. You need to check and test if the colors are sitting well with your website and your design. So you have to spend some time tweaking your colors, okay? So we are not going to use any of these colors. We are going to use the colors that was used in the original site. So here you can see there are some orange colors, black and white. So we're going to use these colors. Okay, so to put in our own colors, we're first going to select this color 1, and we are going to change this color. So I have a notepad over here. Here you can see we have all the colors. So we are simply going to copy this and paste it over here. All right, and you can see down below here, this is a variable for your color. So this is the variable theme palette color 1. So anytime you want to use this color, you can use this variable, okay? All right, so that goes for the first color, and now we're going to do the second color. Let's bring up our notepad. We're going to copy this and paste it over here. All right, so I'm going to skip the video ahead so you guys don't get bored. Basically what I'm going to do is paste all those colors over here, and then I'm going to get back to you. Okay, so I've changed the global color palette. Now for the global colors, it's already changed the way I want, but still let's check if everything is in order. So for base text, the variable theme palette color 3 has been selected. If we look at our notepad, here you can see the base text color is hashtag 70707E. So for the variable 3, we can click over here and see, yes, it's the same color. Okay, so it seems that we have all the colors in correct order and all the headings. And for site background, if you look at our notepad, here we can see this is the color. So we're going to copy this, minimize it, and then paste it over here. All right. So it's coming up really nice. After that, we're going to go back, and also remember to click on the publish button to save your changes. Then we're going to go into the typography. Here we have to select the correct font family and font size for our website. Okay, so what we're going to do is go to the base font, and here we have all the details in our notepad. So if we look at it, okay, so we have a typography tab over here, so we are going to replace it. So for base font, it's okay. For heading 1, what we're going to do is we're going to be using this font family. So for heading 1, what we're going to do is click over here, and we're going to type in YESEVA, Yeseva 1. And here it says that looks like you have picked a Google font. By using external Google fonts, your website might not comply with the privacy regulations in your country. As an alternative, you can use a system font, our local Google Fonts extension, or this plugin. Again, so be careful when you're using a font. It might not comply with your privacy regulations in your country. As an alternative, you can use this local Google Fonts extension or plugin. Okay, I'm going to click on the understand. I understand, don't show this information again. So we're going to click on continue, and we're going to select this. And for heading 1, we have to set it to 40 pixels, regular 400. So next we're going to do this for the heading 2. Okay, so for all of the headings we are going to be using the same font family, and for the sizes we can see that the H2 is 35 pixels, the H3 is 30 pixels, the H4 is 25 pixels, and the H5 is 20 pixels. So all the other options are almost okay. So we're going to quickly copy this over to our typography, right? So we've copied all these font families and style. For the heading 6, it should be default family, 16 pixels bold 700. And the others should be as it is by default, okay? So after that, simply click on Publish to save your changes, and let's go back. Okay, so everything here in typography is in order. Now let's go back, and now we are going to go to the general settings, set up our layout and buttons. Okay, so let's click on General, and here you can see there are a lot of options. So first we're going to go into Layout, and from here you can see the maximum site width is 1290 pixels, and I think this is the best settings right now, so no need to change it. For the content area spacing, it's 60 pixels, and for the content edge spacing, it's 5 view width, and the narrow container max width is 750 pixels, and the wide alignment offset is 130 pixels. So all these settings are great as it is. So if you want, you can switch to different devices. For example, this is desktop. You can select the tablet view and also the mobile view. You can see that by default, the best settings are selected. Okay. So after layout, we're going to go back and we're going to go into buttons. And from here, you can see the minimum height is set to 40. We're going to set it to 50. And from the design tab, we're going to see if the colors are correct. You can see the font color is white, and the hover color is also white, so let's leave it there. And the background color, the first one is the variable one of the color palette we set, and the second color is the variable 2. Okay, so for border there will be none, and padding 5 from top, 20 from right, 5 from bottom, and 20 from left. And for border radius, we're going to set it to 0. So we want our button to be rectangular and have no radius at all. So after that, we're going to click on Publish to save our changes. Let's go back. And for breadcrumbs, the settings that you can see here is the best settings. So if we go to the Photo Studio site and click on News, you can see the separator. It's using the type 1 separator. All right. So let's go back. And you can see that the type 1 separator, this is selected. Okay, so let's go back. And from here, you can also add your social networks account. And for example, if you want to add your Facebook group or Facebook ID, you can simply go to your Facebook page, copy the URL, and paste it over here. Okay, same goes for the other social media, such as the Instagram, LinkedIn, Medium. There are many other social media platforms over here. Just paste in your link which you want to include in your website. Okay, so let's go back, and from the visitors engagement, this is where you can put in your Google Analytics tracking ID. So we have a separate video for that if you guys want to learn how to set up your Google Analytics, so make sure to check that video out. Okay, and from here you can also enable the scroll to top button and website frame button. So the scroll to top button adds a little button over here. So when you scroll down your website, when you have a long page, a button appears over here. Just by clicking on it will bring you to the top of the page. So we're not including it right now, but you can enable it for yourself. So that goes for the general settings. Now we are going to look at the header builder. So if you click on header, you can see this new area pops out. The top row, the main row, and the bottom row. From the left-hand side, you can see there are various elements, the account, button, HTML, logo, menu one. So what you do is you simply drag and drop these content over to any of these rows. And based on where you put your element within these 3 rows, it's going to appear exactly in the same location on your header. So for example, if I grab and drag and drop the logo to the middle, you can see the logo is now in the middle. Okay, so basically it acts as a drag and drop header builder. So for our website, we are going to take a look at the original website. So here you can see the logo is over here, the menu is over here, and here's a search icon, the account icon, and a button that says take action. All right, so let's go back to our website, and we are going to build this from scratch. So for the logo, it's placed in the correct place. And if we hover our mouse over the main row, we can select over here to select our main row. Here you can define the container structure, row minimum height. So for now, we are not going to change anything. So simply let's just go back, and over here we want to put in our logo first. So to customize our logo, what we can do is we can simply click over here or here. Okay, so if we click over here, it opens up this section. From here, we can put in our logo. So for logo, what we want to do is click on this empty space over here that says select logo. And from our media library, we are going to grab our logo. So we're going to simply scroll down, and here is our logo with the white font. So this is the logo that we want since we have a dark background. So let's select it. And you can see the logo is over here, but the site title is also showing up. So we don't want to show the site title. What we're going to do is click on this button to disable it. So now the site title is gone, and you can see the logo is too big, and also we have a white background. So we have to actually disable this white background and enable the transparent header option. So to do that, what we're going to do is click on this back arrow, and from here we're going to select the headers over here, and here is the global header setting. So we are going to click on it, and here we want to enable the sticky function, and also we want to enable the transparent function. So now we can see that we have a dark background, and right now we won't be changing anything else. So after this, we are going to go back, and then we are going to click on the header and the logo. And from here, we're going to set the size of our logo. So the height of the logo should be 24 pixels. Okay. So after you upload your logo, you're also going to see two more places where you can upload your logo. The first place is the transparent state logo, and the other one is the sticky state logo. So when your website is transparent, you can see this is the logo you're going to see. We are going to upload this logo. And for the sticky state, we are going to upload the dark one. So when our website, we will scroll down, the background will be white. So we need the dark color over here. So everything else is fine. So let's move on. Let's go back. And here for the menu, we are going to set it to the middle. So what we're going to do is grab and drop it over in the middle. Okay. So you can also see that our menu items aren't placed properly. So we're going to go ahead and place it properly. If we look in the original website, you can see the home is over here, then gallery, then about, then news, and then contact. So let's go ahead and set it up like this. So to do this, we are going to first click on publish and then click on close. And from appearance, we're going to go to menus. Over here, we are going to create our menu first. So we are going to name our menu menu 1. And then we are going to click on this create button over here. Okay, so we're going to check mark all these over here. And then we are going to click on view all and add all these pages. Okay, so first we have the home. Second, we need gallery, so we're going to drag and drop it over here. Then we're going to drag and drop it over here. And the news, and then contact. Okay, so we're going to save this menu. And now we're going to go to customize again. So if we look at the menu right now, you can see that it's aligned properly. So we're going to go to header again and then click on menu, and we're going to do some designing over here. So first, the type 1 is selected. You can select different designs for your menu, but since we are designing it similar to this one, so what we're going to do is over here, item spacing, we are going to select 65 pixels. And we're going to scroll down over here. You can see it's hover state. We're going to select the simple, and the item spacing is 13 pixels. It's okay. For here, we're going to select the reveal effect will be default. If we scroll down, the width will be 200 pixel. The top offset will be 0, and top offset sticky state will be 0, and horizontal offset will be 5 pixels. So it's all good. Then for design, if we click over here, you can see the font family. It's default. We're going to set this to 16 pixels. Medium 500, and font color, we are going to change this a little bit. So for default state, we're going to select the variable 3. And for the state 2, we're going to select the variable 2. And the active state, we are going to select variable 2. And for transparent state, we're going to click over here. We're simply going to click over here to get this slider over here. And from here, we're going to write 255, 255, 255, and this will be 0.75. Okay. So for the other states, we're going to simply select the color 8, color 8. All right. For the sticky state, we're going to leave it as it is. And that's it for this section. And we are going to go up. And we're going to select the design over here, and then from the default state we are going to leave it as it is, and for the active state we are going to select the white. Alright, and for transparent state, the usual we're going to select over here, then we're going to place the same value. Alright, so that's enough for the design, so we're going to click on publish and go back. So our menu is coming along great, and for the search icon over here, if we select it, we can see that its size is 15 pixels. Label visibility, let's put it for all the devices. And if we look at the mobile device, we can see that it's working great. All right, so if we look at the design, and for here, this, we do not want to change anything. It's working perfectly. So let's get back, and we need to add 2 more objects. So the first one is the accounts button. So we're going to place it over here. And then we are going to drag and drop the button over here. Okay, so for account, we're simply going to select this, and we're going to select the logged out option. And for the designs, so you can choose the account image and the type that will be shown here. So if you look at the original site, this is what was shown. So we're going to place in the similar design. So if we go to design, and the default state, it's set to the variable color 3, and this one should be variable color 2. And for transparent state, we are going to select the usual one, the 255, 255, 255, and this will be 0.75. Okay, and there won't be any margin. And for the icon color, we're going to select the transparent state and move the slider, and the usual 255, 255, 255, and this will be 0.75. Okay, so that's something we need to do, and let's go back. Then let's choose the button, and we're going to select this design. And over here, we're going to change the label as the take action. The size will be medium. And the link URL, we don't have a link, so we're going to put the hashtag. And from design, we are going to select the color. So the first one will be variable 1, and the second color will be variable 2. For transparent state, it will be 0.75. And we're going to put in the same for this default state and this transparent state. So there will be no border radius and margin. And then we're going to click on the publish button to save our changes. Now, if we look at the original design, you can see there's a bottom border over here. So we're going to add this one. To add this, we are simply going to go to the header. And from here, we're going to go to the global heading settings. And we're going to select the main row. From here, we're going to go to the design. And then from the bottom border, we are going to select the transparent state and add this border. So it will be the regular color. We're going to click over here, and then let's add in the border color. And for this, we are going to select 15. All right. So I think it's looking a lot similar now. So after that, we're going to simply click on publish to save our changes. You can see there are some spacing between these objects, so we're going to add some spacing. So to do that, we are going to go back to our header builder and click on accounts. And from here, we are going to go to design. So from here, we're first going to unlink this, and from right, we're going to insert 15 pixels. From left, we're going to insert 15 pixels. I think we should increase it to 25 pixels. It's looking a lot. Okay. All right, so now let's click on publish to save our changes. So now, as you can see, that our website is coming along really great. Okay. So with that, our heading design is complete. For the footer, we're going to design it later. First, let's design our hero section. Okay. So with that, let's publish and save our changes, and let's go back and let's view our website. So for the account, it has changed, currently because I'm logged into my WordPress account. When I log out, it's going to look just like the original one. So now let's start building our front page. We're going to click on this edit page to start editing our home page. So first, you can see that the home page title home is being shown here. So to disable this, we're going to click on Blocksy over here and then click on page title, and we are going to disable it. Okay, so now this won't be displayed in the main page. Okay, so to edit our page, what we're going to do is add different blocks, different Gutenberg blocks to our page. So we have installed the stackable Gutenberg blocks. Using this, we can build our site. So first, what we are going to do is add in a block called the column. So we can select it from here, or we can type a / and search for the block column. Okay. So you can also find it over here. You can see this is it. We can either click on it or drag and drop it over here. Okay. Then you can select the width of this section. So we are going to select the 2 sections. So this is section 1 and this is section 2. And I think the dark background is causing a little problem because we cannot see these blocks properly. So let me temporarily disable the black background. Okay, we're going to click on update, and then we're going to go back to our website. From appearance, we're going to go to customize, and for colors, we're going to go here, and the side background, let's select the white. Let's select this color 5, okay, just for now. Now let's go back to our website and let's edit it. Okay, so now you can clearly see that we have 2 columns over here where you can add your blocks. What we are going to do is we are going to select our first column. So to see what we have added, we're going to click on the list view. And over here, you can see we have added a column, and this has 2 inner columns. All right. So we're going to select the column 1 and expand this sidebar. And from here, we can actually do some editing. For layout, it's all okay. For styles, we're going to select this and check the background. And from here, we are going to upload an image. You can use the upload files option to upload images from your computer to the WordPress media library. So this is our image. Now for background color, we can select the color to the 090. C10. Okay, so this is the background color, and you can see the image is appearing over here. It's really small. Now what we can do is add different content over here, and as we put in more content, our image will be visible. We can also add padding to the background, which will expand this container and you can see the image. So we'll do that later on. Okay, so from this inner container, we are going to add in a heading text. Okay, so the text will be, let's see. So this is our text. We're going to copy this and we're going to paste it. And we cannot see this text because of the dark background. So we're going to select this text and then click over here and then select the white text. Now, below this heading, we are going to add another text. So we're going to click on enter, and then we are going to select the paragraph tag, but it's already selected. You can see it's over here. Okay, then we are going to add another text. It's this one. I'm going to copy it and paste it over here, and it should be the same color. All right, then we can add in 2 buttons, and to do that we are going to search for the button block. So we're going to add in a button, and this is going to say explore more. Okay, so we are going to add another button. So this button will be a little bit different, so we're going to select this style. So for the button colors, I think the text should be white. And let's close this up. Then we are going to go to button borders and shadows. And from here, we're going to change the border color to palette 8. And I think everything else is okay. Now let's go to layout, and from here we're going to change the margin. From here we are going to select the left and right margin and make it 25 pixels. This should be 25 pixels. Okay, so that goes for the buttons. And as for this main section, what we're going to do is go ahead and select this list type and select this columns, and let's go to layout. And from the layout settings, we're going to scroll down and change the block width to full align, and the content width will be align center. Okay, now it's looking a lot better. We can change the site background color now. So let's go ahead and quickly change the site background color, and we are going to then customize the block size and spacing. And for the block size and spacing, for the minimum height, we're going to set it to 100. And the content alignment, let's set it to the middle. And for padding, from top, we're going to say 270. And from the bottom, we're going to set 200. I think let's set it to 300. And for margin, we're going to press 0 from the bottom. And for padding in the tablet, we are also going to change it. So let's click over here. For the tablet, we're going to set it to 250. We're going to set it to 250. And for mobile, we're going to set this to 190 and this to 240. Okay, so let's head on back to the desktop view and let's click on update. Okay, so one more thing that we need to do is select this, and we're going to bring the settings up, and from the styles, what we're going to do is scroll down and go to advanced background image settings, and from here we are going to set it to bottom center, image repeat, no repeat, default image size, contain. Okay, so now if we update our page and let's view our page, now it's looking a lot similar. So if we change the background color, so let's go to customize, and if we go to the background colors, let's set it to this color and let's click on publish. Now let's see our page, and you can see that our page is looking very similar to this one. Okay, so there are a few changes that where the words and the texts might look a little bit different. So we just have to increase their width a little bit. Okay, so if we look at the original site, over here you can see the texts are a little bigger and the button actually takes more space from the left and the right side. Okay, so if we look at our site, it doesn't look that way. It's not matching. So let's see how you can fix this real quick. So we're going to click on edit page once again. And from here, we're going to select this text. And over here in the layout settings, we're going to take a look if it's okay. I think the layout setting is okay. Let's look at the style. And from here, the H2 tag, we are going to increase its size to 50 pixels. Okay, so again, we are going to click on this desktop view and look at the tablet. And it's a lot bigger. So we're going to reduce the size to 40 pixels. And for mobile device, we are going to reduce it to 30 pixels. Okay. So now let's get back to the desktop view, and from here what we can do is if we can click on typography, and I think it's looking good. Now again, if we look at the spacing, we can reduce it to 16 pixels, and this spacing is okay. So for buttons, what we can do is we're going to select this button, and from the styles tab we are going to click on link. So we're going to put a hashtag over here, and let's close this up. And for the button size and spacing, we're going to go to the button padding option, and we're going to click on this. And from here, we are going to increase 25 pixels from the right and 25 pixels from the left. Okay. So from typography, what we can do is click over here and select the weight to 500. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing for this button as well. We're going to go to the button size and spacing, and from here padding we are going to increase 25 pixels and 25 pixels. And then we are going to go to typography, and we're going to select the 500 font weight. All right. And for this button, I think we also need to change button borders and shadows. So this will be the border. And for its width, we can set it to 2. And everything else is okay. So let's click on update. And now let's view our site. Okay, so now it's looking a lot better. So now our first section is working perfectly. Also, you can see when we scroll down, it's working great, but You see, when we scroll down the home button, it turns white, so we have to fix that as well. Okay, so to fix this, we're going to go to the customize, and from here we're going to go to the header and click on menu. And from here we're going to click on design, and from this sticky state, when it's active, we are going to click on it and choose the color 2. So now when we scroll down, you can see while it's selected, it's changing its color to a different color. Okay, so now let's publish our site. Okay, so now everything is looking perfect. If we go to the original website, we are going to design this section. Okay, so let's start. Okay, so to design this section, you can see that there are 3 columns over here, and within those 3 columns, we have an image and some texts. So it's quite easy to do. So let's go ahead and start building this section. So from here, we are going to click on edit page. And now we are going to simply scroll down. And over here, we are going to add another column. So we can add from either here or from here. So let's go ahead and add it from here. So I'm going to search for column. And here it is. And we are going to take 3 columns with equal splits. Okay, so I'm going to click on this, and you can see we have one section over here where you can add block. Here's the other section, and here's the other section. So if we click on this list view, you can see that we have a column. Within the column, we have 3 inner columns. Okay, so first let's go ahead and set up our column. So make sure you're selecting the column. From here, what we can do is, you can see the column is here. You can also change the layout here. You can turn it into 2 column or a 3 column from here as well. Okay, you can also change their width from here. So we're not going to do anything over here. We're simply going to scroll down, and over here in the column gap, we are going to change it to 30 pixels. And for the tablet view, oops, I selected the mobile. And for the tablet view, we are going to change it to 20 pixels. Okay, so let's go back to the desktop view, and that's about it. Now we are going to close this up and open the block size and spacing. And from here, we are going to choose a margin. So margin top should be -120. Okay, and for the bottom, it's going to be 0. Okay, so for the inner column, we're going to select it, and here we are going to make the column spacing 0, and let's fold it up and look at the block size and spacing. From here, we are not going to do anything, but we are going to simply go to the mobile device and add a 50 pixels gap from the bottom. Okay, so now let's switch to the original device. And now within the inner column over here, we are going to add another block called the image box. So I'm going to search for it. Okay, here it is. And we are going to select the default layout. And for this block, what we're going to do is select this box. And over in the layout, we are going to simply select this, which will align it to the left. And after that, we are going to add in our image. So for here, we are going to add an image. Let's go to style and let's click on upload. And we already have that image. Okay, so this is the image. So after that, we are going to change the height. Not 500, let's change it to 600. And for the tablet view, we are going to change it to 400. It's looking a lot bigger here. So let's change it to 400. Okay, so let's switch our view. And after that, we are going to scroll down, and here the zoom is 1. So let's leave it at that. And if we scroll down, so here you can choose the focal point of your image. So it's given left 50 and top 50. You can change it to whichever direction you want, but I think the 50% was the best. Okay, so if we scroll up, the image opacity is 0.3. I think this is the best option. So if we scroll down, and let's fold this up, and let's expand this borders and shadows. We're going to select this. And for border width, we are going to have 7. And the border color should be palette 8. So let's take a look at the original design. Okay, it's looking a lot similar now. So if we close this up, you can see that it's looking great. Okay, so let's bring up the list view again. And from the image, we also want to add a few texts, and which is this inner column. And from here, what we are going to do is, first of all, we are going to remove these blocks, extra blocks, so we don't need this text and this icon. And for the inner block, what we can do is bring up the layout, and the column spacing is 0. And for the next thing, we are going to align the contents to the end. And let's fold this up, and then the block size and spacing. And here we are going to reset this vertical alignment. And then we're going to fold this up and open the container. And from here, we are going to select padding of 40 pixels. Okay, so that's for the inner column. Now for subtitle and heading. So let's go ahead and copy the text from the original site. So let's now work with the typography. Okay, so the subtitle text, I think we can select it, and the bottom spacing, it should be 5 pixels. And for the style, we can increase the size to 0.8 pixels. And the color should be white, okay. And it should be 0.8 EM. And we are having a problem, and you can see when we hover a mouse over here, the text is visible. When we take our mouse out of the section, it's again invisible. So we have to fix this. To fix this, we're going to select it, and let's go over to advanced, and here from position, we're going to select the opacity from normal state to parent hovered state. Alright, so it's looking a lot better. And for the heading text, let's change this. So for this text, we are going to choose the heading 5, and we are going to enable this, use theme heading margin. And for the color, we are going to select this white pattern color. Okay, so the design is coming along great. And this image is not actually zooming, so let's fix that. So we're going to scroll down, and from here we are going to select this parent hovered state, and we are going to change it to 1.1. Okay, so now if we hover a mouse, you can see it's zooming. So we have created this section, and for the rest too, what we can do is copy this style and paste it over here. Okay, so let's see how you can do that. So first we're going to click over here, we are going to copy, and for this state we are going to paste it right over here with Control V. And we can do the same for this column as well. Okay, now we can simply change in the image and text. So let's quickly do that. I'm going to cut the video. Okay, so it's done. I have pasted in all the text over here, and we have created the second section. So let's update our page and let's view it. And you can see it's as good as the original one. Okay, so we are going to go to the next section. So let's see the website. So the next section is this one. You can see this is a gallery, and there are lots of images over here. And if you click on an image, you can view it like so. So this was built with Modula, and I'm going to show you how you can do this. But before that, you can see that there are some spacing and texts. We are going to build this as well. Okay, so let's go back to our website. And before proceeding further, you can see that I did a mistake over here. The background color over here, it's dark, but in the original website, it's white. So we have to change this. So let's go back to our website, and let's click on the Customize button. And from the site colors, we are going to choose the white color. Okay, so now we have a problem that we can see that our website, this portion of our website is white. Okay, so we will have to fix this. So let's publish this, and let's close it up, and now let's edit page. And to fix this, we can select this container. To ensure that you have selected the correct container, click here and make sure that this is selected. And then what we are going to do is go to the Advanced tab, and from the position over here, we are going to increase it to 100 pixels, and we're going to update. Now, if we view our page, you can see that it's working perfectly. Okay, so now let's click on Edit Page and let's start building the next section. So if we scroll down over here, you can see we can add some blocks. So let's click over here and let's select the spacer. Okay, so here it is. We're going to select it, and you can increase the spacing like so, or you can specify it over here. So we are going to increase the spacing to 120 pixels for desktop, and for tablet we are going to increase it to 70 pixels. Okay, so let's go back and let's add our first text, that is the heading text. So we are going to grab this and drag and drop it over here, and here we are going to write popular works. So you can add your popular works or photographs over here. Okay, so then we are going to align it to center. Okay, and from here what we are going to do is let's go to text alignment. We already set it to the middle. For the block size and spacing, here we are going to insert 10 pixels, and then we're going to go to styles, and for here we have to actually change the size of the text. So let's go to the tablet view. We are going to write 30. Okay, so let's select the desktop view, and that's about it. Now let's add a paragraph text. We can simply hit enter on keyboard and add in our paragraph text. Okay, so we have added in our text. So now let's click on layout and change a few things. So we are going to align it to center. So we're going to expand the block size and spacing, and from here the max content width we are going to enter 500, and the content horizontal alignment should be middle, and for the bottom padding we are going to hit 0. Okay, so that's it. Now let's hit enter, and we are going to insert the Modula block. To do that, we are going to open this up and type in Modula. And this is the Modula gallery block, so we're going to drag it and drop it over here. Okay, so it says sorry, no galleries found. So we actually have to create our gallery first. So let's save our page and let's go back to our dashboard, and from here we're going to select the Modula, and from here we are going to click on create your first gallery. Okay, so you can drag and drop your files over here. We are going to upload all the images shown in the original site. Let's look at the original site. So these are the images that we are going to insert. So let me show you how this is done. So we are going to click on the select from library and select a few images. So we do not have the exact image, but let's try to upload as much as we can. Okay, so we have selected all these images. So now let's scroll down and let's change some of these settings. So from the gallery type, we can see that we have a few options: the creative gallery, the custom grid, and masonry. So we are going to select the masonry style. And for the column type, we are going to select, let's take a look at the original site. So it has 4 columns, so we are going to select the 4 columns. Okay, so we have the 4 columns. And for gutter, we are going to put in 20, and this will be 10. Okay, and width will be 100%. Image size should be large, and I think this is it. So let's go to the lightbox and links, and this is actually correct option that we want. For captions, hide title, hide captions. For caption settings, I think this is the best one, and you can go through the other settings like so, but I think we have covered everything. But still, let's go from tab to tab and see if everything is in order. So social bar, it's disabled. You can enable your social bar. So I'm going to disable this. For loading effects, it's correctly set. For hover effects, currently this one is active, and the cursor icon will be a magnifying glass. So this is okay, and we are going to select this one. And for style, we do not need to change anything. You can also look at the responsive, and you can also insert your custom CSS. So after you're done, what you are going to do is name your gallery. We actually haven't named our gallery. This is the first thing that you should do, but I guess I forgot to do this. So let's name this home gallery. Okay, so after that, we're going to click on the save gallery button. And now let's go back to our website and let's edit the page. And we're going to scroll down, and over here we are going to display an existing gallery and select our home gallery. All right, so it's over here and it's looking really great. Okay, so we are going to update it and view our page. We need to put a little bit of space over here, and this image should be removed because its width isn't matching the other images. So let's go back to our dashboard and change the image first. So we're going to go to Modula, and from the home gallery we're going to click on edit, and we're going to delete this image and select another image. Okay, so this is good. Let's add it, and then we're going to drag and drop it over here. Now let's update our library, and now let's see how it's looking. Okay, so now the gallery is looking great, and we also need to add some spacing. Also, the background should be dark. Okay, so let's click on edit page. And now let's scroll down, and from here we are going to add another spacer. So let's search for it. Okay, so let's grab it and drag it and drop it over here, and we are going to expand it to 180 pixels for desktop, and for tablet we're going to increase it to 120 pixels. Okay, so let's get back, and okay, so this is working. Open our list view and select our column. And another thing that we have missed is the column. So this entire modular will be within one column. So it's easy to do, not difficult. We are simply going to remove this modular for now and then insert the column over here. So let's expand it and insert this column. This will be 100. And over here we are going to introduce the modular and then select our home gallery. Okay, so now let's expand it, and for the column we are going to customize this, and for the layout we are going to select this. Block width will be aligned full, and the content would be center. And then let's close this up and let's open up the block size and spacing. From here we can expand the padding, and we are going to insert padding for 2 devices. So for the bottom we are going to insert 110, and for the tablet we're going to expand it and let's insert 50. Okay, so it's all looking great. Okay, so let's turn it to desktop view, and for the margin bottom we're going to insert 0. Okay, so that goes for the column. For the inner column we're going to expand this layout, and the column spacing should be 0, and that's about it. And for the block size and spacing we are going to add -140 for the desktop view, and for the tablet we are going to insert 110. Okay, so now let's expand this. Okay, so it's working great. This column we're going to grab it and select the style tab and select a background color. That should be this one. So now let's update our page, and now let's view it, and now you can see it aligns with the original design a lot. Okay, so we have designed the third section as well. So now let's move on to the next one. So if we go to the original website and scroll down, okay, so we already created this, and in the next section we can see we have 2 images over here and some texts and button over here. So you can insert some details of your project, and with this button you can direct users to that page. Okay, so let's see how you can create this. Okay, so we have come back to our website, and from here we are going to click on edit page, and now we are going to scroll down over here. So the first thing that we are going to add is the spacer. So I'm going to click over at this plus button and select the spacer over here. Now we are going to expand this to 120 pixels on the desktop view, And for the tablet view, we are going to make it to 70 pixels. So let's first select it. And from here, we are going to put it to 70 pixels. Okay, so let's switch our view again. And now we are going to create another column. So I'm going to click on this plus button and add a column. And this time we are going to select a 2 width column. So it's going to be 50-50. Okay, so we have 2 sections and we actually need to change the width. So I'm going to select the column again. And for 2 columns, I'm going to select 55% for the first block and 45% for the next one. Okay, so after that, you also need to insert a column gap of 60 pixels. Okay, and I think that's all we need to do in the layout. And for block size and spacing, we need to add 0 pixels. Okay, so that's it. Okay, so after this, we are going to go to this inner column, and this one layout should be 0. And that's all we need to do in column spacing. For block size and spacing, we are going to go to the tablet view and add margin bottom of 50 pixels. Okay, so let's switch to the desktop view again. And now here we are going to add our Modula gallery. So here I'm going to click over here and insert the Modula gallery. And we actually do not have the gallery right now. So I'm going to update my page. And let's go back to our dashboard and create this Modula gallery. And from here, we are going to click on Add New to add another gallery. So this will be Home Gallery 2. Okay, so from here, we are going to add in the images. So I'm going to select the images from my library. So it was this image and this image. So I'm going to select it. And from here, we are going to choose the masonry, and the column type will be 2 columns, and the gutter will be 20 pixels for the desktop, 20 pixels for the tablet, and 10 pixels for the phone. The width will be 100%. The image size should be large. Okay, so for the other settings, the light box, captions, I think these are all okay. Okay, I guess this is it. So let's save the gallery. And now let's go back to our page and edit it. From here, we're going to click on the Display Existing Gallery, and we are going to select the Home Gallery 2. Okay, so we have our 2 images. All right, so this section is done. So let's move on to the next section, which is the inner column 2. So here we have to customize it a little bit. So the column spacing should be 0 and the column alignment should be center. Okay, so it brings everything to the center. And if we scroll down, I think that's about it. So let's fold it up and let's expand the block size and spacing. And for the margin bottom, we are going to insert 30 pixels. And that's about it. So now let's add in our first content of this section, which is a heading. So I'm going to click on this plus and I'm going to choose the heading. And I'm going to copy the text from the original site. So these were the texts. So we have to change a couple of things. And for the layout, we are going to select the block size and spacing, and this should be 10 pixels from the bottom. And for the styles, we are going to select the tablet device. And the text is appearing over here, which is not looking nice. I think I've missed another thing. So let's go to columns, and over here, let's select the layout. And for the tablet view, we are going to make the view width 100%. And this one should be 100% as well. Okay. So now it's looking a lot better. So now let's go to the tablet view and make this 30 pixels for the tablet. Now let's return to the desktop view. And now let's add some paragraph. And we also have to insert some margin bottom. So let's go to layout, block size and spacing, and let's insert 35 pixels. Now we are going to insert a button. So over here, we are going to insert a button. So I'm going to put a /, and from here, I'm going to write button. Okay, so here it is. Okay, so we have a button, and now we are going to put in the button text, which says check out more projects. Okay, so for this button, we are going to change a couple of things. So let's select the button, and from here we're going to go to the layout, and I think the layout is okay. So let's go to styles. We're selecting the default style, and for link we are currently putting a hashtag because we don't have this page, but you can connect your projects page with this button. So what you basically do is you create another page and you put in all your projects there, and then you copy the link of that project and paste it over here, over in this section, in this box. Okay. All right. So let's close the link, and now let's click on the button colors. So we are going to change the button color. So for normal state, we want to select this dark color, and for hover state, we are going to select the palette color 1. Okay. So it's looking great. So let's select the normal state now. And for button size and spacing, we need to add a bit of padding. So let's click over here. So 25 pixels from the right and 25 pixels from the left. All right, so let's go to the typography now, and let's select the typography and increase the weight to 500. Okay, so we have created this section. So let's click on the update button and let's view our page. Okay, so this is looking a lot better, but we actually need to insert another thing, which are 3 points. So let's edit our page, and let's scroll down over here, and we are going to click on the plus icon over here, and then enter text, and then just paste in the text. So these were the text. Okay, so these were different colors. So I'm going to click on the typography and change the line height. So the line height should be 2, and the color of the text should be color palette 4. Okay. Okay, so now let's update our page, and now let's view it. Okay, so now it's looking a lot better. So now let's look at the original website. Okay, so this section is done. Now let's scroll down, and this is another section that we must design. Okay, so let's go back to our website and see how it can be done. Okay, so we are back in our website. Now let's click on edit page, and let's start building this next section. So here first we are going to add another spacer. So I'm simply going to click on this plus icon and create the spacer, and I'm going to increase it to 120 pixels. Okay, so from the settings, again, I'm going to open up the tab, and you already know the value will be 70 pixels. So I'll scroll down and I have to select the spacer, then add 70 pixels. Okay, so let's return to our normal device, and let's click on update to save our changes. And now let's bring on the list view. The next section, it's actually a bit complicated. So let's see the original design. So over here, you can see there's a background image that extends up to here, and it has some text over here, some more texts, a divider, and a lot more texts. So this section has a lot of columns, and each of these columns will have even more columns within them. Okay, so let's try to build this. So first we are going to take a column, and it's going to be full width. Okay, so from here of the layout, what we are going to do is select this column, and over here we are going to select the align full, and this should be align center. And now let's fold this and open up the block size and spacing. And here we are going to click over here to add some padding. We want to add 180 pixels from top and 0 pixels from bottom. And that's for the desktop. So for the tablet, we are going to scroll down. We are going to insert 80 pixels from the top in the tab. Okay, so now let's return to our normal design. And the margin should be 0 for desktop. Let's scroll down. And that's about it for block size and spacing. Now let's click on styles. And from the background, we are going to expand this. And we are also going to upload our image. So let's click over here and select our image. Okay, so this was our image. So we're going to select it. And then we also want to insert a gradient background color. So we are going to click over here. And from the background color, we are going to click over here. And now you can insert any background color. But our theme, if we look at it, you can see there's a little bit color over here and it goes dark as it's going down the picture. So we want to insert this particular linear gradient. So what we can do is first select the first color, and we are going to insert the color palette 3, which was the dark color. So it was 030306. So the next color we are going to click over here, and this will be completely transparent. So now let's click over here, and for the angle we are going to say it's 0. All right. So I think this is the color that we want. Okay, so after that, we are going to go to the background media tint strength. We are going to increase it to 10. Now you can see that our image is looking similar. So we're going to scroll down, and from the advanced background image settings, we're going to click over here. For the image position, we want to select top center, and for image repeat, it should be no repeat. All right, so our column design is complete now. We are going to fold this up, and now for the inner column, we are going to insert 2 more columns. Okay, so from here, we're going to click on the plus icon and select column, and this should be 50-50, equal split. Okay, so after that, we are also going to select the inner column, and we need to change some things about it. We are going to make it 0, the inner column spacing. Okay, that's about it. So in the next column, what we can do is select it, and here we are going to the layout, and this will be 50-50, and we are going to insert another column over here. So we're going to click on this plus, and we're going to insert another column, and this column should also be 50-50 width. Okay, so we're going to customize these columns a little bit, and then we're going to also select this column, and this should have a column gap of 30 pixels. So now let's go to this column and expand it, and let's start adding in elements. So the first element is a heading. So we're going to click over here and insert the heading. And the text, we can paste the text over here. Okay, so this should be the H2 tag, and the size of the text should be 100 pixels in the desktop view. And for tablet, it's going to be 30 pixels. So let's scroll down and see. Okay, so it's looking great. So let's select it, and let's get back to the desktop view. This text is dark, and it should be actually white. So let's select the color palette 8. And we are also going to enable the use theme heading margins for this. Okay. And for typography, we are going to click over here and add the line height 1.2. Okay, so that's it for this heading. And for the block size and spacing, we need to insert margin 0 from bottom. Okay, so that's it. Now we are going to add another text over here. So let's copy the text. All right, so now let's paste in the text. Okay, and for this text, we are going to change the color to color palette 8. Okay, so that's it. Again, we are going to hit enter on keyboard and paste in the other texts. And this should also be white. Okay, but it should also have some font weight. Click over here and hit the typography, and let's increase the weight to 500. Okay, so that's looking a lot better. Now we are going to hit enter and insert the divider. So from here, we are going to put a /, and here's the divider. So for the divider, we are going to select default. The color should be theme color 1. And the width should be 15%, and the height and size should be 2. And we are going to position it to left. So this section is completed. So now let's take a look at the original website. Okay, so this is looking a lot similar. Now we have to add these texts. Okay, so we're going to copy the text from this section. But before moving there, let's click on the inner column and see if we have this column spacing should be 0. Okay, now let's move on to the next column, and here we are going to add in the heading text. So for this column, we're going to expand it and select this inner column, and here we are going to insert the paragraph text. And this is not the stackable paragraph block. This is the Gutenberg paragraph block. So we're going to paste in our text. Okay, so this is our text, and we are going to choose the color to white. And for typography, we're going to click the settings over here. We want to make the first character bigger. So we're going to click on these dots over here and select the drop cap and enable it. So you can see we have the similar design. Now let's hit enter. And here we are going to paste in some more text. And this should be the stackable paragraph text. So here's the text. Okay, so now let's paste in our text. Okay, so this should also be white. Or you can just leave it like this if this is what you prefer. So we're going to make this white. Okay, so for the next column, we're going to do the same. We're going to click over here and add the normal paragraph. And then we're going to paste in the text. Okay, so we're going to do the same here. We're going to change the color to white. And for typography, we're going to choose the drop cap and enable this. We're going to hit enter on keyboard and choose the stackable paragraph and then paste in our new texts. Okay, so we have pasted in our text. Now let's click on update. And now let's view our page and see how it looks. Okay, so let's scroll down. And you can see it's looking great, but this color hasn't changed. So we're going to change it to white again. But it's almost like the original. So if we look at the original site, you can see this is really looking great, but we also have to expand the background so we can display this section as well. Okay, so moving on, we are going to design this section. Okay, so let's quickly see how you can do that. So we're going to click on edit page and scroll down, and first let's change the color of this text. So we're going to click on here and this white. Okay, so now let's update. Okay, so after this we are going to bring in the list view, and let's close all of these up. And right after this inner column, we are going to insert the divider. So what we're going to do is right below here, we're going to click on add block and choose the divider. Okay, so make sure the divider is just below this inner column. Okay, so we want to expand this one, and we can see the background is slowly turning to dark color. Okay, so for layout, we're going to go over here from the divider, and we're going to select the padding and 80 pixels from top and 10 pixels from bottom and 0 margin bottom. Okay, so then we're going to go to styles, and then we're going to select the color palette 8. And the width should be 100%. Okay, and this is actually a lot darker in the original. If we look at the original site, you can see this is a lot lighter, right? In our one, we have completely white. Come to think of it, these texts are also a little bit darker. So let's go ahead and change the opacity of these items. So for the divider, we are going to go to the advanced tab, and from the positions, we are going to change its opacity, and we're going to say it's 0.1. Okay, so now it's looking better. And now let's select these texts, go to advanced position, and let's change it to 0.7. Same with this text, it's going to be 0.7. Okay, so it's looking a lot better. So we have created the divider, and now let's create the next section. Okay, so for the next section, what we can see is it says how many photos were taken, places visited. So you can use this section to tell people how many photos you have taken, how many places you've visited, how many awards you have won, and how many clients you have served. So this section is very important. So let's go ahead and see how this can be built. So we are going to close all this up. Right after this column, we are going to take another column. So we're going to say column. And over here, we are going to take one single column, and we are going to select it. And from the layout, we're going to choose the full alignment and choose the align center. And then let's fold it up. And for block sizing, we are going to insert some padding from top and bottom, and margin should be 0. So let's go to style, and for the background, we are going to use a single color, and that is black. Okay. So in this way, we can actually see that the linear gradient from the previous image, it's slowly turning to dark. Okay, so for the next inner column, we are going to choose the column spacing. It should be 0. And here we want to add another column. And this one should have 4 sections. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's first select the primary column. Okay, and we're going to choose the layout. From here, we can see that 4 columns are over here. Each of them is 25. But for tablet device, we're going to change it to 50% for each. So let's scroll down and see. Okay, we're going to choose this, and 50% for the second one, 50% for the third, and 50% for the other one. Okay, so that's for the column widths in the tablet. We're going to switch to the desktop view again. After that, we're going to increase the column gap to 30 pixels. And for the tablet, let's scroll down. Let's select it. And for the tablet, it's going to be 0 pixels. Okay, so let's switch back to the desktop view. Okay, so that's for the layout. And for block size and spacing, it should be 0 pixels. And that's about it. Okay, so now let's start inserting our icons and other elements. Okay, so let's first select this block and insert our elements. So the first thing that we are going to insert is the icon. So if I search for icon, here is the icon. Okay. So we want to style it a little bit, but before that, we want to insert the texts also. After that, we are going to hit enter, and we are going to insert a count up. And after that, we are going to insert another text. Okay, so now let's style this up. So for layout, we are going to choose the middle alignment, and block size and spacing, it should be 20 pixels from bottom. Okay. And for styling, we are going to click over here so we can choose our image. So we currently don't have this icon, but we can use any of these icons from here. If you have the SVG downloaded, you can just simply click on the upload button and upload it from your computer. Okay, so for now, let's just select this image. Okay. And for icon size, it should be 30. Okay, and the color should be palette 1. Okay, so after that, we are going to choose the counter over here. I'm just simply going to type our number. And now let's customize this. And from the layout, we are going to choose this align center. And for block size and spacing, it's going to be 15 pixels from bottom. And that's for the layout. Now for the styles, we are going to choose the typography. Here you can see you can fix the counter speed. So it's 1000 millisecond. That means it will take 1 second to count up from 0 to 58,000. And for typography, we are going to choose the 800 font weight. And for the size, we're going to choose 30 pixels. And for the color, it's going to be the variable 8. And the text, we are going to type in photos taken, and this will be in the middle, and the style should be, so let's select the white color, and I guess that's it. We don't need to do anything else. So like before, what we can do, instead of creating each one, we can simply copy this inner column. So let's copy it, and let's press Ctrl+V on our keyboard to paste it over here. Okay, now we can simply change all the icons and texts, and we'll be good to go. Okay, so this section is now created. So let's take a look at the original site. Okay, so this is looking great. Now all we have to do is create this section, which was created with Modula, and the newsletter updates, and finally the footer. Okay, so we are almost done. Okay, so we're back in our original site, and now we are first going to insert a spacer. So we're going to be inserting the spacer right below this column, so it's going to be from the inner column. So I'll select this and then click on this plus icon and then select the spacer. Okay, so we will have 2 different spacing for our desktop and tablet. So for desktop, we are going to have 170 pixels spacing, and for our tablet, let's scroll down and select our spacer, and we're going to choose 100 pixels for the tablet view. So let's switch back to our desktop mode, and it's not 171, it's 170. Okay, So after inserting the spacer, we are going to close this inner column. Now over here, we are going to add another column. So I'll click on this icon and then select the column. And we're going to choose one whole column. Okay, so first we're going to select this column, and from layout, we are going to, okay, there's no change in layout. So for block size and spacing, we are going to put a margin bottom. And then for the inner column, what we're going to do is expand this. For column spacing, we're going to put a 0. And for block size and spacing, we are going to put a minus 170 pixels from the top. And margin bottom should be minus 150 pixels. Okay, so that's for the desktop. And for the tablet, what we are going to do is scroll down and select this inner column. And for the tablet, it's going to be minus 100 pixels margin top and minus 100 pixels for margin bottom. Okay, so now let's switch back to our desktop view. Now let's scroll down. And now we are going to insert the Modula gallery block. So I'm going to click over here. And since we've added the minus margin, the block has moved up over here. So I'm going to click over here and then select the Modula. So let's search for it. Okay, here it is. So I'm going to select it. And for a gallery, we actually, we can use the home gallery if we want, because it's working really well. But if we look at the original site, it has a different gallery. So let's save our changes, and then let's go back to our WordPress dashboard and create a new Modula gallery. So from here, we're going to click on Add New, and this will be Home Gallery 3. Okay, so from here, we are going to click on Select from Library and select all those images. So I'm going to quickly select all these images and get back to you. Okay, so these were the images. So now let's click on Add to Gallery, and let's scroll down and select the masonry. And from the column type, we're going to have 4 columns. And for the gutter, we are going to have 20 pixels for desktop, 20 pixels for tablet, and 10 pixels for mobile devices. For width, it's going to be 100%, and the image size should be large. Okay, so if we go to Lightbox, and other options are okay. I don't think I have to change anything else. Let's look at the hover effects. We're going to have none. Okay, so it's working really well. So we're going to save gallery, and now let's get back to our website, and let's click on Edit Page. And from here, let's scroll down and select this gallery. And from here, we are going to choose the Home Gallery 3. Excellent. So now let's update it. And this section is complete. So let's look at the original website now. So now let's move on to the next section, which is the newsletter updates. So if you want, you can put your form over here. So for a portfolio site, what you can do is you can put up a form over here where people can contact you, and you can create a form with the WP Forms plugin. Okay, so since the design is showing a newsletter update with your email address field and a subscribe button, so we do not have the options to design this form normally like we have designed everything else on this page, but we can use our CSS code to replicate this design as much as possible. Okay, so let's get back to our website. And before creating the new section, we are going to create our form. So let's get back to our dashboard. And from here, we're going to click on WP Forms. And you can see we have no forms. We're simply going to click on Add New. You can create forms by just dragging and dropping fields. Okay, so let's click over here. And first, we're going to name our form. So we're going to call it Newsletter Subscribe. And we can also select templates from here. So you can create different forms just like this. Okay, so we're going to start from a blank. So let's click over here. And okay. Now it's giving you a tour of the entire form builder, but we're not going through the setup process. So let's go to the fields over here. So what we're going to do, we are going to include an email subscription, which is a very simple form. So we're going to drag this and drop it over here. And like this way, you can create a lot of forms. You can create newsletter subscription, you can create a contact form, you can create a number of different forms with just these options. You can drag and drop and experiment with this and build different forms and add it to your site, okay? But since our design is showing a simple newsletter sign up, that's what we are going to do. Okay, so after we add this field, we're simply going to select it, and this is going to the field option. So in the label, it says email, and we want to hide it. So here you can see it says label email. Okay, so you can write whatever you want. So if I write email address, it will show up. You can see it says email address. So you can put whatever you want in the label. So let me erase this. And here you can add a description and also the required field. So you can disable this, and this red asterisk will be gone. So if we disable it, you can see it's not required anymore. But we want to include this. And for advanced, we're going to click on this tab. You can see you can add more functionalities to it. So for field size, we're going to make it large. And for placeholder text, we can add something. Let's say we want your email address. So let's look at the original site and see what it says. You can see it says your email address over here. And the button says subscribe. Okay, and for these texts, these can be added with Gutenberg, so don't worry. So let's just build the form. Okay, so for confirmation placeholder text, we don't need it. Default value, none. CSS clause, we don't need. And hide the label. Yes, we want to hide the label. You can see when we enable this, the email isn't showing anymore. Okay, so for field options, that's about it. Okay, so for settings, we can do a lot of things. Here you can see the newsletter subscribe. This is the form name. So there's no form description. You can add a form description if you want, but we don't need it. Tags, we don't want any tags. The submit button text, so it should say subscribe. Okay, so it should be this. And for the submit button processing text, it's going to say sending. Okay, you can write something else if you want. So when people click on the subscribe button, what it will display. I think sending is okay. So if we click on the advanced tab, you can have more options, but we don't need it right now. For spam protection and security, you can enable the anti-spam protection. You can also look at other settings. So if you upgrade to WP Forms Pro, you can add a country filter, keyword filter, custom CAPTCHA. And for the free version, you can enable reCAPTCHA, HCAPTCHA. You just need to set it up. Okay. So after this, you can also go through the notification. Here you can see the send to email address, where this email will be sent to. So this is very important. Once people type in their email address and click on the subscribe button, where this email will be sent to. So you need to put in your email address. Okay, so your admin or your email address where you want to receive the emails, and the email subject line, what it should be, new newsletter subscribe entry. And from Photo Studio, you can put in the from email address. You can see it says the current from email address does not match your website's domain name. This can cause your notification emails to be blocked or marked as spam. After that, you can click on the confirmation tab. Here you can show the message. You can also show a page, or you can select a URL. And after that, the confirmation message will be shown, and it will say, thanks for contacting us. We'll be in touch with you shortly. Okay, or you can say something else. So let me type another message. Okay, so I've written something else. It says, thanks for subscribing. You're awesome. So after that, we can click on this save button, and our form has been saved. So now let's close it up. And here you can see that your form has been created. Okay, now let's get back to our website, and let's click on edit page. And now let's build this section. Okay, so let's bring up the list view, and from here we are going to add in another column. So our this column is complete, so let's fold it up, and from here we're going to choose the plus button. So we're going to select this place first, and I'm going to click over here and now add in another column. Okay, so we're going to take a full 100% width. So let's expand this, and for this we want 100. And for this, we want a full inner column. Now let's select this column, and we need to change a few things about the layout. So the column is appearing over here since we added some margin bottom from for this column. So it's no worries. We first select this column, and the layout should be 1. And for the block width, it should be full, and the content width should be center. Now let's fold this up, and for block size and spacing, we are going to add some padding. So let's click on this, and for the padding top, we're going to add 270 pixels from top, and for the bottom, we're going to add 110 pixels. Okay, and for the tablet view, we're going to select it. And now let's scroll down. And we're going to select this column, and the padding should be 150 pixels from top and 70 pixels from the bottom. Okay, so let's return to the desktop view. Here we are. And we also want to add a margin bottom of 0 pixels. Okay, so now this column is looking great. Now let's fold this up, and let's go to the Style tab. And for the background, we're going to enable this, and we're going to select gradient, and let's choose the background color. So we're going to choose the same background color that we did for this image. So let's scroll down, and if you remember, we just selected the first color, and we added the third color palette that was 030306. Okay, and for the next one, we're simply going to make it transparent. Okay, and for the angle, it's going to be 0 degrees. Okay, fantastic. Now let's upload a background image. And I think I have that image. Okay, it's this one. So let's select it. All right, so we have this image now. And we're going to increase the background tint to 10. And you can also see that this section is overlapping with the Modula gallery. So I think our Z index isn't working. So let's fix this quickly. So we're going to select this column over here. And from the Advanced tab, we are going to increase the Z index to 2. Okay, so it's working now. So let's update our page. Okay, so now that we have established this, we are going to click on the inner column and do some styling. Okay, so for column, we're going to select this, and we're going to expand the layout. And for the column spacing, we're going to insert 0. And that's about it. And for block size and spacing, what we can do is increase the max content width to 580 pixels and select the content horizontal align to middle. Okay, so now let's fold it up. And now we are going to click over here and add in our heading. And this heading should have a layout alignment of middle, and the block sizing, we're going to add a 10 pixels margin bottom. And after that, we are going to insert the newsletter subscribe text. Okay, and for the text color, we're going to choose the 8th color over here. And for the size of the text, we can choose the tablet view and see how it's looking. Okay, so we want to change this. We want to make the size 30 pixels, so a little smaller for the tablet device. Now let's return to desktop view. Okay, so it's looking great. So now let's press enter on our keyboard and let's paste in our text. Okay, so this is our text, and for layout, we're going to choose the middle alignment. And for styles, we need to select the color white. And we're going to decrease the opacity. So let's expand the position over here. And for opacity, we're going to say 0.8. Okay, so I think that's it. Now let's hit enter on our keyboard, and we want to insert the WP form block. So what we can do is insert a / and write WP, and here is WP forms, and we're going to select our newsletter subscribe form. So here it is. But it still needs some designing. You can see you have some options to design your form, so let's go ahead and design it. And to design the form, it's going to take a bit of time, but what we can do is increase the field size to large. The border radius should be 0, and the background color should be black. The border should be this color, and text, we can select this text. And for label size, we don't need that. And for buttons, what we can do is make the button large, and border radius should be 0. And the background should be theme color palette 1. And to actually customize this a lot better, what you can do is go to advanced, and you can change different values over here. So let's now update our page, and let's see how it's looking. Okay, it's looking a little bit better, but it's still not matching the design that we've seen in the original website. So let's take a look at the original site. over here you can see the design is a bit different. So we'll try to bring this design and then move on to the footer. Okay, so to bring in that design, we have to add in our custom CSS. Okay, so let's go ahead and go to our dashboard. And from here in the appearance, we're going to click on customize. And over here, we are going to click on additional CSS. Okay, so from here, I actually spent some time designing this section, and I'm not going to go through the entire coding process, but I'm going to quickly cut the video. Okay, so using this code, you can bring in this design. Okay, so I will be posting this code in the description below so that you guys can copy and paste it. You can also type it from this screen and you can get the design. Okay, so after that, we can simply publish our changes. And now if we go back to our website and take a look, you can see this is our website. So if we look at the original design, you can see it's looking a lot similar. Might not be 100% accurate, but it's close. You can see that there's a little bit of gap between this text and this form. So let's go ahead and do this. So from here, we're going to click on edit page. And let's scroll down and let's select this section. You can see there's 24 pixels gap over here. So we're going to go to layout. And from block sizing and spacing, let's decrease it. Okay, I think minus 30 pixels would do. So let's update and check out our page. Okay, it's looking much better. Although we managed to create this section, if you guys don't want to use the CSS code, there is another way. What you can do is create another test WordPress site and there install Blocksy. Import the Photo Studio starter site. How you can import that? Don't worry, we're going to show you just in a minute. Currently, we're in another site, and here I'm going to show you how this section was used without the CSS code. From here, we're going to go to the dashboard, and here we are going to go to WP Forms, and we're going to click on All Forms. Currently, this is our form, so we are going to click on Edit. From here, we're going to go to Settings. From the Advanced section, you can notice there is a CSS class mentioned here. CT-WP Forms -inline -fields. Using this code will bring the field and the button in one line. After that, you can save your changes by clicking on this button. Next, in order to design the form, what you can do is hover your mouse over Appearance and go to Customize. From here, simply scroll down. Here is the form. In order to change the design, what you can do is go to General, click on Form Elements. From here, you can design the field and the button. To design it, you can simply change this input height. So currently it's set to 50. If I change it to 80, you can see that the form height has changed. It was set to 50. I'm going to set it back to 50. You can also see the border radius is set to 0. So if I increase the border radius to 20, you can see we have a border radius. But I'm going to set it back to 0. And again, the border size. If we increase this, you can see the changes are taking place. Therefore, from this form elements, you can change your form design. You can also choose another modern style for your forms. If you click on this tab, you are going to see a new design. You can also customize this as well. With this, you're going to have the same style of forms everywhere in your page. Using the CSS, you can customize a little bit more. Okay, so we have created the entire homepage of the Photo Studio from the ground up. So most of our work is complete. Now we are going to build the footer and our homepage will be complete. Okay, so to create a footer like this, we have to use the footer builder. So let's get back to our website. Okay, so we're going to go back to the dashboard. And if you guys remembered, we used the header builder to build the header, and to build the footer, we are going to use the footer builder, which is similar to the header builder. So let's hover our mouse over Appearance and click on Customize. And from here, we are going to choose the footer option over here. and it's going to pop out the builder like this. So let's scroll down. Okay, you can see this is our footer. So we have three rows, the top row, the middle row, and the bottom row. So we are going to design the entire footer like the original one. Okay, so the first thing is we are going to change the color. So let's click over footers here and choose the global footer. And from here, we're going to choose the color palette 4. Okay. And for the elements that we are going to be putting in the footer, we will be putting all of those in the middle row. Okay. So we are going to select the middle row, and first we have to do a little bit of customization. So you can basically click over here to bring this customization menu. You can simply click over here to bring in this screen. Here you can set in your column spacing, widget spacing, row vertical spacing. So we're gonna go ahead and set everything up. So for widget spacing, we are going to select 20 pixels, and for row vertical spacing, it should be 110 pixels. Okay, and vertical alignment should be middle. So after that, we are also going to click on the design. Here for the top divider, we are going to select a 1 pixel border, and the color should be, let's insert this value. Okay, so we have a top row divider, and now let's go back to the general design, and now let's start adding in widgets. Okay, so here we are. So the entire footer is built with widgets, so we can simply grab it and drop it in the first column of the middle row, and it's going to be added. So currently this widget has no element. We can simply click on over here or here to customize our widget. So you can see the Gutenberg is over here, and we are going to add 3 links. So we're going to click over here and add some texts. Okay, and here we are going to write introduction, about us, and app feature. Okay, so after that we are also going to add a link, since these were link. Okay, I'm also going to show you how you can add the link to your pages over here after this. Okay, so that's it. Now also we want to turn this into bold. Okay, so it's working great. All right, now for the second column, what we can do is go back, and we're going to grab the second widget over here. All right, so we're going to click over here and add in the image block. Okay, so this is the image block. Now from here we are going to choose our logo. Okay, and then we're going to add in some paragraph text. Okay, so this is the paragraph text, and below here we are going to add a block called socials. Okay, so we're going to erase the header, and for the alignment we are going to choose the middle alignment. Okay, so that's it for the widget area 2, but we need to do a little bit of designing for the socials block. So what we can do is simply select this block, and from here we can select it, and over here you can see there's an option that shows you show more settings. You also have the option to select a parent block for your socials, so if you want you can select this option as well. So from here you can add in your social media. What you can do is simply click on this field and you can select whatever you want to add. So in the original website, if we look at it, you can see there's Facebook, there's X, Instagram, and YouTube. So let's add the YouTube in our website. So from here we're going to choose the YouTube. Now we are going to click on this plus button, and YouTube has been added. You can also see the design is a bit different. So what we have to do is change our design as well. So for the icon colors, we're going to choose custom. For the icon shape, we're going to choose rounded, and the shape fill type should be solid. Okay, so now we are also going to change the colors of these icons. Okay, so let's scroll up and let's click on the design tab over here, and here we can choose the initial and hover state color. For initial, it's going to be palette 1, and the hover, it should be palette 2. Okay, and for initial and hover of the icon's background, what we are going to do is click over here, and we are going to choose our custom color just by clicking over here, and over here we are going to write. Okay, And for the hover, it's going to be 6F and 30. Okay, so now you can see it has changed. Okay, so that goes for the widget 2, and for the third widget we are going to do the same as this widget. So let's grab it and drop it over here, and we're going to click on it and add in our paragraph text like so. And for the horizontal alignment, we're going to choose this option so it sticks there, and we can make this bold just by clicking on it and selecting it, and we can also add links. Like so. Okay, so if you want to further customize it, you can go to the design and work with the margin, link decorations, font color. You can work with this, but we don't need to. I think our design is almost complete. So let's go back and let's look at the original website, and you can see it's looking much similar. The copyright text is over here, so we are going to change it. Okay, so the copyright text that's over here, we are going to click on it. We can align it to the center with this one. Now it's in the middle. To change the text, we can simply change the text over here. So just for the purpose of the video, I'm changing it. Okay, so that's it. And that is how we can create our footer. So let's publish our change and let's take a look at how our site is looking now. Okay, so it's looking good, but there's a bit of a gap between this section and this section. So we can put a few margin on top so that it matches. So let's click on edit page and then scroll down, and then let's select this section, the column over here. Let's go to advanced position and let's add some margin top. Well, let's see how it looks. I've increased it to 100. Let's update it and view our page. Okay, so it's looking a bit better. So that is how we can create a portfolio website using WordPress and Blocksy. Okay, we also used Gutenberg to design our entire page, and you saw how easy it was. Another thing that I didn't show is how to create a page. So we have all these pages here, but there's nothing within them. So let's go ahead and quickly see how you can create a page and add that page to your menu or wherever you want. You can also add it here, over here as well. So let's get back to our dashboard. And now let's click on pages. And you can simply create a page just by clicking on this button over here that says add page. So let's click on this add new page button. So since our page is already created, I'm not going to create another page. So I just showed you how you can create it. So for this page, we're going to click on edit. And you can name your page over here, and then you can add your contents over here as well. So we worked with the Gutenberg before. It's the same here as well. So what you basically do is, let's say we want to add a column, and let's select this column. And we can also select this column from the list view, and we can increase the number of columns it should have. So we can select the main column. We can choose a background image. Let's choose an image. Okay, so we've chosen an image. Let's go to layouts, and from here on the block size and spacing, we can add 270 pixels from top and 100 pixels from the bottom. Okay, so it's looking a lot better. Then you can start adding in content such as the heading texts. Okay, then we can color it. So let's select it. Here we can choose the text color, about us, and we can hit enter and type in our texts, and you can basically build your page this way. So let me quickly put in some elements together to show you how this page is created. Okay, so we added some text, and one thing I didn't show you was the shortcode. So we can also put in shortcode. So let's put a / and let's write shortcodes. So here it is. We can paste in our shortcode over here. Okay, so after this we can update our page, and now let's view it. It's not much to look at, but it's still doing the job. You can see our shortcode of the breadcrumbs is showing. So let's go back to our website, and we can visit our site, and if we click on the about page, you can see it's working perfectly. Okay, so what we can do is copy the URL of this page. Okay, so we have copied the URL, and now let's go to customize, and let's go to the footer, and in the widget area 1, you see we have added the About Us section. We want to add the link of our original page. So we are going to click over here, and the About Us, we're going to edit the link and put in the original link. And now let's press save. And now let's publish our changes. Now let's click on the close button, and let's go to the dashboard. Okay, so now if we scroll down, if we click on About Us, you can see it brings us to this page. Okay, so it's working perfectly. Now let's go back to our website, and in this way you can add your page links anywhere in your site. Okay, so another problem we're having, you can see that when we hover a mouse over this button, you can see the text actually becomes the same color and we cannot see it. So we need to fix it. So let's click on Customize and change our button settings. And we're going to click on Header. And here's the button over here. We are going to go to the Design. And for default state, this is the initial and hover. For the font color, we want to change the hover state to white. So now if we hover a mouse over this button, it looks okay. All right. So now let's publish our changes. And you can see that everything is looking perfect. Okay, so if you guys see that there are any issues, I'm sure you can fix those on your own. Basically, you have learned everything that there is about this website now. So if you guys find any issues with your website, you know you can easily fix those now using the Gutenberg or the customization menu. It's really, really easy. So that is how we can create a portfolio website. You can use your own images, your own data, and build your own portfolio website. And I know we just created one page, but creating more pages will take a lot of time. But you guys can design the other pages on your own with the knowledge you have learned over here. So it's going to be a good practice for you. I also want to show you how the other pages look. So this is the demo site from the Blocksy's official website. So we'll put the link of Blocksy theme in our description. So let's take a look at the gallery page, and here you can see this is almost the same as the About page. We have a background image, some text, the breadcrumb over here, and down here we can see the gallery with all these images. So you guys know how to create this gallery. So if we scroll down, there's the newsletter section and finally the footer. Okay, so that's an easy enough page that you can build on your own. If we take a look at the About page, here this is almost the same. Here's the background image, some text, some icons and texts. Here's a section with an image and some text over here. And you can easily create this with Gutenberg. Okay, so let's scroll up and let's take a look at the news page. So this is basically a blog post page where you can post all your articles. This is also easy enough to build. Okay, so from here, if we'll take a look at the contact page, this is also the same with a background image here, some texts, and here there's the form. You guys also know how to create a form now. And here's some information over here with some icons and some images. So you can put your business address, work hours, email address, and phone numbers, so people can get in touch with you. People can also send you a message using this form. Okay, so if we scroll down, here's another section that says what people say about us. You can also build this, and find the newsletter section and the footer. So you can build all of these pages on your own, but there's also a shortcut method. What you can do is import the entire demo site using the Blocksy companion plugin, and finally replace all the images and texts with your own. So how you can do that, let me quickly show you on a test site. Okay, so we have a test site over here. We are going to install Blocksy. So we hover mouse over appearance and click on themes. And from here, we're going to click on add new theme. And if we scroll down, here is the Blocksy theme. We're going to click on install. Okay, it's installed. Now let's click on activate. Okay, it's activated. And now we're going to click on install Blocksy companion. So this is another plugin. We need this. Okay, so once the companion plugin is installed and activated, you can see this section. Okay, from here we're going to click on the starter sites tab. Okay, so these are the starter sites. You can see there are several starter sites, but the one we're looking for is this one, the Photo Studio. Okay, it's available for Gutenberg and Elementor as well. So we can preview this site by clicking on this preview button, but we have already seen how the website looks. So we're simply going to click on the import button and we're going to install the child theme. Then we're going to click on the next button. And here you can choose your page builder. You can either choose Elementor or Gutenberg. So we're selecting the Gutenberg and we're going to click on the next button. And here it's suggesting that you install the stackable Gutenberg blocks, WP forms for contact form, and the Modula image gallery. So, we built the entire site with mostly using the stackable Gutenberg blocks, so this is required. And for forms, you need WP forms, and the Modula is for the image gallery that we created. Okay, so we need all these three. We're going to click on next. And we also want to import the options, widgets, and content. So we're going to click on install. And now we have to simply wait for this installation to complete. It will import all the starter content for our website. Okay, so the starter site imported successfully. Now let's view our site. And you can see we have got all the content on our website. Okay, so if we take a look at the gallery page, we've got all the content and the image, the about page. Okay, the same with the about page, and let's take a look at the news page. Okay, so we've got everything on our website now. So what you can simply do is go to edit page and replace all these text and images with your own to make this site your own portfolio website. Okay, so we also showed you how to customize each and every aspect and how to build everything from scratch, because we created the home page completely from scratch. So with that knowledge, you can customize each and every aspect of this theme quite easily. Okay, so go ahead and explore everything and customize the website and create your own portfolio website. So I hope this video was helpful for all of you. If you like this video, if you like what we are doing, give this video a like, subscribe to our channel, because it only encourages us to make more helpful videos like this one. So till the next video, see you, take care, bye.